Have you ever felt completely overwhelmed by the noise around you, the never-ending stream of opinions, expectations, and the never-ending pressure of keeping up? Consider this. Ancient Stoic philosophers over 2,000 years ago experienced the same human emotions, struggles, and questions about identity and purpose that we do today. Isn't it fascinating that centuries-old wisdom still has profound relevance in today's fast-paced world? Today, we're delving deep into the Stoic way of life to discover timeless truths that can help us navigate the chaos of the 21st century with grace, resilience, and profound inner peace. Whether you're dealing with stress, looking for meaning, or simply curious about a time-tested philosophical approach to life, you've come to the right place. Together, we'll look at how Stoicism is more than just a set of ideas. It's a practical guide to living more fully, authentically, and peacefully. And if you're excited to join us on this journey of self-discovery and timeless wisdom, please subscribe. Remember, every section of this video was created with you in mind, so don't skip any. Every moment brings you closer to becoming a more stoic, resilient version of yourself. Isn't it interesting how many times in our lives we become entangled in the web of other people's opinions? We frequently give up our peace of mind and happiness in an attempt to fit into the molds that others have created for us. But let us take a moment to delve into ancient Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the futility of pursuing external approvals. He encourages us to question our innate desire to please others, and challenges us to break free from the bonds of external validation. Isn't it liberating to realize that the only approval you really need is your own? Consider this. When you lay your head on your pillow at night, you are left with your own thoughts rather than those of others. So, why not reflect on your true self, values, and actions? Consider the freedom of being unapologetically yourself, unaffected by fleeting opinions or the latest trends. But how can we start to care less about other people's opinions? It starts with understanding and reaffirming your values. What do you stand for? What's most important to you? When your actions align with your beliefs, you experience a profound sense of peace and authenticity that no amount of external approval can replicate. Furthermore, embracing your uniqueness attracts the right people into your life, those who value you for who you truly are, rather than who they want you to be. It is about quality, not quantity. Having a few meaningful relationships built on mutual respect and understanding is far more rewarding than seeking the fleeting approval of the masses. It's important to remember that people's opinions are just that, opinions. They are subjective, variable, and frequently more reflective of the individual expressing them than of you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely points out, the only constant and true validation comes from within, from living a life that is consistent with your values and beliefs. When we talk about being honest, we often associate it with not lying to others. However, Stoicism invites us to investigate honesty on a much deeper level. It is about making our external actions and words consistent with our internal values and beliefs. This alignment promotes a deep sense of integrity and wholeness. Consider the peace that comes from knowing that your actions are genuine reflections of your inner self, rather than mere surface-level performances. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, emphasizes this point strongly. He contends that honesty is not only morally sound, but also practical. Think about it. Deception requires us to remember our lies, cover our tracks, and live in constant fear of being discovered. It is mentally exhausting. In contrast, honesty is simple and liberating. It frees us from the tangled web of deception, allowing us to live in peace and clarity. But here's the real kicker. Honesty has an impact not only on our relationships with others, but also on our own. When we are honest with ourselves about our strengths, flaws, and desires, we create space for genuine growth and self-acceptance. It's like removing the clutter from our minds to make room for more peace, understanding, and genuine connections with those around us. However, being honest is not always easy. It requires both courage and vulnerability. It sometimes entails admitting we were wrong, confronting our errors, and dealing with the consequences of our decisions. But the reward, trust, respect, and a clear conscience, is immeasurably valuable. So, how do we cultivate this virtue in our everyday lives? It begins with small steps. Maintain transparency in your interactions. Reflect on your day and recognize times when you may not have been completely honest. Ask yourself why and how you can improve. Remember that it is a journey, and each step toward honesty is a step toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. We've all felt the sting, that immediate reaction when someone's words or actions seem to hit us right where we're hurt. Seneca's profound understanding of human nature encourages us to look beyond the surface. He claims that when someone acts in a way that we find hurtful or offensive, it is frequently not about us at all. People act according to their perceptions, struggles, and history. It's as if everyone in the world is wearing a unique set of glasses that colors their perception of everything around them, including us. Consider a time when you snapped at someone or behaved in an uncharacteristic manner. Most likely, you were dealing with something entirely different: stress, fear, insecurity, or simply having a bad day. Now, if we can recognize this in ourselves, why not share that understanding with others? Seneca advocates a perspective shift that is both about empathy and self-preservation. When we stop taking things personally, we relieve ourselves of the unnecessary pain that comes from believing that everyone's actions are about us. It's like putting down a heavy burden we've been carrying. Suddenly, we can breathe, move, and live with greater freedom. But how do we actually accomplish this? How can we stop taking things personally, especially when our emotions are already heightened? It begins with a pause. When you feel a rush of hurt or anger, simply pause. Take a breath. Remind yourself of Seneca's words, "This might not be about me at all." This simple act of pausing can help you avoid a reactive spiral and give you space to choose a more thoughtful response. It is also about developing resilience and understanding. The more we remind ourselves that we don't fully understand what someone else is going through, the less likely we are to be hurt by their actions or words. And when we do get hurt, which will happen, we can use it as a training ground for our Stoic values. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How will it help me grow? Embracing this Stoic approach not only protects our peace of mind, but also opens the door to more compassionate and meaningful interactions. We become less reactive, more understanding, and, in a sense, more connected to the humanity in everyone we meet. Marcus Aurelius frequently wrote about patience. He saw it not as passive waiting, but as active participation in the present moment, whatever it may hold. To him, being patient was like putting on armor against life's challenges, transforming potential irritants into lessons in endurance and calm. Consider this: When you're stuck in traffic, accepting that you can't move any faster than the cars in front of you provides a sense of freedom. It's an opportunity to listen to your favorite music, an audiobook, or just your own thoughts. This change does not affect the traffic, but rather how you experience it, transforming a frustrating wait into a moment of peace or even enjoyment. Similarly, when dealing with a difficult person, consider responding with patience rather than irritation or anger. You give yourself a moment to understand where they're coming from, to recognize that their behavior is primarily motivated by their struggles. This does not imply that you accept bad behavior. Rather, you respond to it with calm and thoughtfulness, which frequently reduces tension and leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. Patience, in the Stoic sense, is about accepting the moment rather than resisting it. It's about seeing the delay, annoyance, or obstacle as part of the path, not a detour from it. Every moment of impatience provides an opportunity to practice, deepen your understanding of Stoicism, and cultivate a peaceful mind. But how do we cultivate patience in our daily lives? It all starts with awareness. Recognize when impatience begins to bubble up inside you, and then pause. Draw a deep breath. Remember Marcus Aurelius and the countless others who faced far more difficult challenges with patience and dignity. Another practical step is to reset your expectations. Often, our impatience stems from things not going as planned. However, if we remind ourselves that we have no control over everything, only our reactions to events, we can set more realistic expectations and find peace in the unfolding of life, whatever it may be. View each test of patience as an opportunity rather than a challenge. Your patience grows stronger every time you choose it over frustration or anger, just as a muscle does with exercise. And the benefits are enormous: a calmer mind, less stress, and a reputation as someone who remains composed and thoughtful even in difficult circumstances. Epictetus understood the importance of overcoming adversity and maintaining integrity. He didn't just teach Stoicism in the classroom, he practiced it every day. And he encouraged his students to do the same, embody their philosophy. It's about living a life that reflects your values, allowing your actions to speak louder than words. Consider the ripple effect you can achieve by simply living your principles. When you show kindness even in difficult situations, others notice. It might inspire them to be kind in return. When you demonstrate integrity by refusing to compromise your values, you set an example for those around you. And when you face adversity with resilience while remaining calm and composed, you can be a source of hope for others who are struggling. But how do we actually accomplish this? How do we set an example for others? It begins with self-reflection. Take a moment to consider the values that are most important to you, as well as the principles that will guide your life. Once you've determined what your values are, work to align your actions with them. It entails making conscious decisions every day that reflect who you are and what you stand for. Of course, nobody is perfect. We all have moments of weakness and lapses in judgment. However, being an example is not about perfection. It is about striving, about making a genuine effort to live up to your ideals even when it is difficult. When you make a mistake, it's important to admit it, learn from it, and move forward with renewed determination. Another important aspect of setting an example is consistency. It's not just about doing the right thing when it's easy or when everyone is looking. It's about staying true to your values whether you're in the spotlight or on your own. This consistency fosters trust and respect, and it is what truly sets the standard for others. Let us draw inspiration from Epictetus and strive to be living examples of our philosophy. Let us embody kindness, integrity, resilience, and other virtues through our actions. Remember, you have the ability to inspire, influence, and positively impact the world around you. Be the change you want to see, and watch how your example inspires others. It seems that everywhere we look, social media, news outlets, even our daily interactions, there is a barrage of negativity, criticism, and, yes, haters. It can be exhausting. But they don't have to control your happiness. Marcus Aurelius frequently wrote about maintaining inner peace in the midst of external turmoil. He mentioned the inner citadel, a fortress within us that no external negativity can penetrate unless we let it. This concept is extremely empowering. Consider this: you have the ability to create and maintain a space of peace and calm within yourself, regardless of what storms rage outside. So, how do we block out the haters while keeping our inner citadel secure? First and foremost, it is important to recognize what is and is not under our control. We have no control over what others say or do, the negative comments they leave, or the unkind rumors they spread. However, we have control over how we respond. We can choose not to participate, not to internalize their negativity, and not to let it disrupt our peace. Another key Stoic strategy is to consider the motivation behind the negativity. Frequently, those who lash out are dealing with their own problems, insecurities, or pain. Understanding this does not excuse their actions, but it can assist us in responding with compassion rather than defensiveness or anger. It enables us to see their negativity as their responsibility, not ours. Mindfulness is also an effective tool for maintaining our inner citadel. When confronted with negativity, take a moment to pause and breathe. Remind yourself that this bad mood is only for a short time. It will pass. You do not have to let it dictate your day or mood. Staying present and grounded allows you to maintain your inner peace. It's also beneficial to surround oneself with positivity. Engage with uplifting content, connect with supportive people, and surround yourself with things that make you happy and peaceful. Remember, you have the ability to shape your own life experience. Choose positivity and let negativity pass by. Remember that tuning out the haters isn't about erecting barriers or becoming indifferent. It's about deciding where to direct your energy and focus. It is about maintaining your inner peace and strength in order to face challenges with grace and resilience. Stoicism may appear to be all about rationality, but it also includes a lot of love. According to Seneca, love is more than just a feeling. It is also an action. It's an active, vibrant energy that you radiate into the world, and it has a beautiful boomerang effect. The more love you give, the more it returns to you, often in unexpected ways. But what exactly does it mean to be full of love in the Stoic sense? It is about approaching every interaction, every person, with kindness and generosity. It is recognizing the humanity in everyone, including those who are difficult to deal with. It means genuinely wishing others happiness and well-being, regardless of how they feel about you. This is not always easy, particularly when dealing with negativity or hostility. But it's a powerful stance that can change not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. Being full of love entails practicing forgiveness and understanding. Everyone we meet is fighting their own battle and bears their own burdens. By choosing love and compassion, we alleviate both their and our burdens. We connect at a deeper level, acknowledging our common humanity. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us that love goes beyond our relationships with others. It is about developing a loving relationship with life, welcoming all of its twists and turns. It's about finding joy in the little things, appreciating the beauty around us, and connecting with the world in a meaningful, positive way. So, how can we cultivate a loving Stoic outlook on life? Begin small. Give a kind word to a stranger. Show gratitude to your loved ones. Practice gratitude every day. Consider your actions and intentions, and ask yourself if they are motivated by love and kindness. And, when you encounter negativity or unkindness, try to respond with empathy and compassion. Remember, being full of love does not imply being naive or ignoring the harsh realities of the world. It's about deciding to react to those realities with love rather than fear or anger. It's a bold, powerful decision that can lead to genuine contentment and connection. How often do we scroll through social media, see someone else's highlight reel, and feel like we don't measure up? But here's a Stoic solution to this pervasive problem. Focus on your own path, growth, and accomplishments. The Stoics, with their profound wisdom, teach us that the only comparison worth making is with ourselves yesterday, not with others today. When you stop to think about it, this concept is extremely liberating. Imagine breaking free from the never-ending cycle of looking over your shoulder, worrying about what everyone else is doing, and feeling inadequate. The Stoics provide a different perspective. Your journey is unique, complete with challenges, triumphs, and lessons. By embracing this, you honor your individual path and develop a sense of self-worth that is not dependent on external validation. But how do we put this into action, especially in a world where we are constantly encouraged to compare and compete? First, we must become aware of when we make these comparisons. Feel a twinge of envy or self-doubt when you see someone else's success or happiness. Acknowledge it, and then gently remind yourself that my path is unique, and that's okay. Next, actively celebrate your own accomplishments, no matter how small they appear. Did you take on a difficult task at work? Did you extend kindness to a stranger? Have you made time for self-care? All of these victories are worthy of recognition. By acknowledging your own achievements, you reinforce the notion that your journey is valid and worthwhile. Another effective Stoic practice is to reflect on your personal development. Reflect on where you were a year, 5 years, or even a decade ago. Recognize your accomplishments, the challenges you overcame, and the lessons you learned. This reflection not only boosts your self-esteem, but it also increases your appreciation for your individual journey. Remember that the Stoics did not only discuss personal accomplishments in terms of career success or financial gain. They valued wisdom, virtue, fortitude, and inner peace. So, when assessing your progress, think about these deeper, more meaningful indicators of growth. Are you more patient than you once were? More compassionate? More resilient? These are the types of achievements that truly reflect your personal development. In the whirlwind of our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in the minutiae, the never-ending to-do lists, and the relentless pursuit of our personal goals. But Stoicism, with its profound insights into the human condition, reminds us of what is truly important: our relationships with the people we care about. Stoicism may appear to be all about self-discipline and resilience, but it is ultimately concerned with community and relationships. The Stoics understood that our time on earth is limited, and that every moment we spend with our loved ones is valuable and should not be taken for granted. They encourage us to live in the present moment, to appreciate what we have right now, and to value the people who bring meaning and joy into our lives. But how do we put this into action, especially when life gets busy and we become distracted? It begins with mindfulness, or making a conscious effort to be present when we are with our loved ones. It entails actively listening when they speak, fully engaging with them, and demonstrating to them through our actions that they are important to us. Expressing gratitude is another important aspect. It is about showing our loved ones how much we appreciate them, not just in grand gestures, but in the everyday, small moments that truly define our relationships. A simple thank you, a note of appreciation, or a kind word can be extremely meaningful. It recognizes the importance of the other person and their contribution to our lives. Then there's expressing love, which can be done in a variety of ways that are unique to each individual and relationship. It could be spending quality time together, offering support during difficult times, or celebrating joys and successes. Stoicism defines love as active and engaged. It's about showing up for others and being present in important moments. Making time for our loved ones is probably the most important part. In our hectic lives, it's all too easy to neglect relationships, assuming that people will always be there. However, the Stoic reminder of life's impermanence encourages us to prioritize our relationships, to make time for those who are most important to us, even when there appear to be a million other things vying for our attention. Cherishing our loved ones entails acknowledging the irreplaceable role they play in our lives and honoring it with our time, attention, and affection. It is about forming and nurturing those connections, knowing that they are the true source of richness and meaning in our lives. Remember that the journey of life is one we share with those we love. Cherish each moment, seize every opportunity to express love, and never underestimate the power of presence. Thank you for joining us today at Stoic Person. We are honored to accompany you on your journey toward wisdom and inner peace. Please remember to watch one of the suggested videos on your screen to learn more about Stoicism's profound insights. Let us cultivate a life of virtue, resilience, and deep connection. Thank you for coming here, for joining us on this journey, and for incorporating Stoic wisdom into your life. As we conclude this chapter of our journey together, remember that Stoic wisdom is more than just an ancient text. It is a living, breathing guide for navigating the complexities of modern life. Adopting their teachings means embarking on a journey of personal development, resilience, and profound inner peace. Thank you for joining us today at Stoic Person and taking the first step toward a more mindful and meaningful life. Your presence and participation are what make this journey so rewarding and worthwhile.